So, oh fuck. Let's see if it stays level. Not like I'm level-headed or anything, but hey. So, it's been a hot minute since we've been out in the shop, like for a prolonged period of time. We haven't finished this yet. The shop's still disgusting. It's less disgusting than it was. And if you notice, I plugged these in today. These are the wireless mics, Rode wireless go-tos. They did a treat, sort of, at the event I was just at. You have to remember to have the person who's speaking attach it to themselves because they don't do well from afar. They're meant to be with you, kind of deal. So I haven't used them since. So I plugged them in today. But what I forgot to do is plug the thing that they're plugged into the wall. So you're dealing with whatever shitty sound the microphone on that is. So my apologies. We've done a little bit of tidying and we made a couple of decisions. One, I'd like to speak very specifically about motorcycle dealerships. Oh my goodness. Let's backtrack with a little bit of context. I'm gonna wing this one. Car dealerships were a challenge this past year. We bought a 2024 Camry early spring after what is 4 full days of shopping for a car. Truck, SUV at the time, because my Suburban was just dead. Like I had a hole in the roof, this leak every time it rained. So we needed to make some changes. So 4 days over the course of a year, we had been car shopping at dealerships. To say that was a lengthy ordeal is an understatement. But we finally came to the conclusion that we should get a Toyota Camry. Did so, not so great of an experience through and through. But it is what it is. It wasn't horrific. It was just not great, the whole experience. Motorcycles, on the other hand, I didn't know shit from shit. 3 years ago, actually, made the decision that I'm just gonna get a motorcycle. Fuck, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, decided I'm just gonna get a motorcycle. Made a decision that I was gonna go work at a power sports store even several years ago. I don't even know how long. That timeline is irrelevant. I'm just losing track of shit everywhere here. But functionally speaking, wanted to go back on the bench, got back on the bench at the power sports store, got my motorcycle license, bought a broken motorcycle, which is this one, in the hopes that I'm going to fix it, get it running, start riding it, so on and so forth. But here we have, still broken. So, year and a half ago-ish, almost 2 years ago, okay, I'm just gonna buy a new bike. I'm just gonna buy a new bike because I just wanna get on and ride it. So lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of research. Mind you, remember that I've been wanting a motorcycle since I was like 13. So it's like, get in the candy store, get in the candy store. Yeah, so I bought a motorcycle, which is awesome, but for 25-year-old me, not 40-year-old me. The Vloggy over there is awesome, but there's no windscreen, there's no cruise, there's no heated grips. It is somewhere between a hyper super sport posture and a sport touring posture because I'm still leaned over pretty good, even with the handlebars. And it's a naked, so there's absolutely no fairings, no coverage, nothing. So anything over about 45 minutes and it's absolutely exhausting to ride. So this summer, midsummer, until now, I've been trying to figure out how to trade it in or sell it or whatever, because I really don't know what the side of the coin is for motorcycles. I know what cars are like to a certain degree. I've bought and sold many in my life. I've bought new cars, I've bought used cars, I've bought privately, I've taken out a loan on cars. I knew pretty well what the car industry was like. My goodness, bikes. You can't ride anything that's brand new. All of the dealers, all of the brands, it seems, unless they have a demo bike to ride, you're not allowed to ride anything new, which is asinine to me, but it is what it is. They could have a motorcycle that you want to ride right here, but if it's not a demo designated vehicle, you can't ride it. You can sit on it, you cannot ride it. 2, all of the test rides on anything that is a demo bike is super limited if you're allowed to go on it. I've not been allowed to go on a single one yet. 3, they will not even allow you to go on a demo ride on a new product that happens to be designated as a demo bike unless you have a deal on the table. So far the experience is poor at best. Also, private market, we'll get back to dealership in a second, but private market, I underestimated the quantity of bikes on the market, period. I thought more people rode. And those that do ride don't really seem to be that close. And because there is such a plethora of choices in the motorcycle market, they're a long way away if they're used. Now the dealer, if it happens to be a used unit, absolutely you could take it for a demo if they have one. But your trade-in value? Whew. So I paid $15,600, give or take, Canadian dollars, for Deggy over there from the dealership in July of 2023. In July of 2024, I called back the dealership that I bought it from. I say, hey, I've got 2,000 kilometers on this bike now. It's a really awesome bike, but I think it's the wrong one. It's the very first dealer I called, very first person I called. What is the process of getting a trade-in on a motorcycle with a loan on it and getting traded in for something that you happen to have, maybe? Well, first, we'll do a valuation on it. It's like, what do you mean a valuation on it? Well, we gotta value it out. Well, it's current model year. I know. How many kilometers are on it? Well, at the time, it was like 2,000 kilometers. It's like, okay, give me a minute. Eventually he calls me back. There's a whole story to that whole process too. And we're not gonna get into that right now, but calls me back. Remember, I just said I paid $15,600 at the door for that bike, not including the loan interest. That's taxes, fees, the works, $15,600. Yeah, we can give you $8,500 on the trade. Excuse me? Fuck, what? Yeah, we can give you $8,500 for the trade-in. It's not even been a year. We understand. It only has 2,000 kilometers on it. We understand that too. So what you're telling me is the bike that you sold me 11 months ago, which is still current model year, and you're telling me in 11 months is depreciated $7,000 in 2,000 kilometers. Yes, yes. Okay. I thought maybe, pessimistically thinking, they're just trying to give me the whole Jolly Roger. After 3 months, 4 months, what are we talking? It's October now, beginning of October. So the balance of July, August, September, into October, early October, so 3 months, we'll call it. I've talked to about a dozen dealerships and some used power sports stores. And the trade-in value has ranged from $7,000 to $9,500. $9,500 being the best. And $9,500 was a mistake because the following day they corrected. It's like, I'm sorry, nope, we quoted you wrong. It's not $9,500, it's $8,500. So $9,500 was never a proper quote. So the best quote is $7,000 less than I paid 11 months prior. That's more depreciation than an Aston Martin or anything else like that, where you see in the car world, you see depreciations of 30%, 40% within the first year. We're talking 50, half gone. And we're not talking 20,000 kilometers, 200,000 kilometers, 100,000, 50,000, 2,000 kilometers. 4 tanks of fuel in a car, and it's half the value. So I don't know what has to happen, but something's got to change. I don't know how. Some of the dealers wouldn't even quote me a trade-in value because they won't take something that they don't sell, meaning their brand. For example, any of the Honda powerhouse stores or power sport stores that only sell Hondas, they won't take anything but a Honda on trade. They won't even take it on a trade. You pay cash or you loan the bike from them, or you take out a loan from them for the bike you want. You got to deal with your own bike on your own if it's not a Honda. How is the average Joe who doesn't know shit about shit going to deal with selling a bike that they now have a loan on? And how is everyone in power sports industry coping with not test riding brand new vehicles? There seldom being one that you can demo ride at all, forcing people to contractually obligate themselves to you without any prior knowledge of the bike itself. I don't understand. In the car industry, we had challenges through COVID, right? That was outside the normal. That's way outside the normal because for 100 years we've been selling cars. There's things in the showroom, as it were. You could go for a test drive in them. You knew whether you liked it or not. You could sit in, you could drive it. You could drive it for more than 5 minutes. Oh, you get lucky, you go down the street to a rental agency and they've got the same thing at a rental and you can rent it for the weekend. But you can't ride anything brand new. God forbid there actually be a demo that you can ride, but then you can't ride it unless you say, I'm gonna buy it before you actually ride it. Am I a little upset? Yes. Is it my own fault to a certain degree? Absolutely. I didn't know what questions to ask. It was my inexperience. And even with my experience of decades in the car industry, it didn't translate. Now I'm left with a bike that is awesome, but isn't the right fit. And now I'm trying to sell it used in the fall. And because of my inexperience and lack of knowledge and lack of ability to ask the right questions, I now have a low supply vehicle, super niche, apparently. I didn't realize that until much after. And whilst I love it, it's the wrong bike. So I still have to think I know what I want because I still haven't figured that out because I can't ride anything. So we have to figure that out to some degree. In the meantime, we have a really fast Triumph Street Triple 765R over there which I will continue to ride because I love to ride it, short trips. But we now have a reason to fix this old girl right here. She's 25 this year. Believe that? Quarter century. So we've already fixed the rear sets. Those are new because the old ones were busted. We put the new grippy grippies on. It's not nearly as snappy as we like it, but we'll have to make do as it is. We're gonna have to come up with a headlight situation and turn signals to some degree. We bought the fuel tool to be able to run it without the fuel tank on it to see if it'll run. We've got the battery on charge. So hopefully after a couple of sessions in the garage, which y'all are gonna see, we'll get it running. We'll do some basic maintenance. We're probably gonna put a new chain and sprockets on it, and I'm gonna film all that too. And we're gonna do something creative with it. I don't know whether creative is the right word or not, but we're simply gonna put some dirt tires on this thing. Because one of the things that I've experienced thus far on the Triumph that I never thought about before is that when I go for a ride, I just go for a ride. I just ride. I get lost all the time. I just go for a ride. But there is a lot of gravel roads around here. And it's not so nice riding on street tires on gravel. Let me tell you what. So we're going to put dirt tires on this thing. We're going to put like probably 50/50s on these. And we're going to show you what 50/50s are. And we're going to try and stand on the thing. And maybe eventually we're going to, put some handlebars on this instead of clip-ons. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to also tell you about, and continue telling you about, the experiences of trying to sell the Triumph. Because I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be a whole ordeal to try and sell the bike. I'm hoping that we don't lose our shirt. Really hope we don't lose our shirt. So in the meantime, as the Missenden Flyer would say, stick around, stay tuned. There's lots more to come. Oh, that's his though. What's ours? You know what it is. That's right. Negative pushes, positive pulls. Always clean your toys before you put them away.